What's going on, GWD community? We are here with the kickoff. We missed yesterday's episode, so we're going to combine what y'all missed into this episode. We're going to do the week 6 and 7 recaps and the week 8 predictions. So we had a lot of good games, a lot of games to talk about. We're here with Mac Jones. Say what's up.
Yo.
All right, let's just get started. Hopefully I don't take up too much of your time. Here we go. So we had the Buccaneers. At the time, this was a CPU game. Water beat them. I mean, he played 3 times, didn't even notice that, but whatever. We'll just assume that he did it fair and square. We'll move on. We had Griff and Tidy. We had this game on prime time that night. Tidy looked good. Griff was close at a point in time, and then eventually Tidy pulled away, and Griff, became the fraud we know that he is. But the crazy thing, Griff had the nerve to talk trash about Tidy, saying he was a fraud, saying that he could beat him. And I mean, Griff is still is one of the worst players in the league. Unfortunately, I can no longer support him. And Tidy is consistently rising up my chart as one of the leading players in the AFC.
I'm pretty sure talking trash, especially saying you could beat somebody after a loss, might be worse than Debert. I mean, that was hard to top, but it actually might, because I mean, it's not like it's the pregame, it's the after game where you got beat by 30. And I'm pretty sure if Tidy's feeling some type of way, the next time they play, bro's getting 200 jumped on his head. So I mean, I'm hoping the best for Griff, but you can't just talk shit after getting beat like that.
Or sure, we got Subway taking on Seb the Great. I have no clue if Seb is like decent or completely trash, because he keeps games close with players who are decent, but then he gets blown out against players who are like amazing, or not amazing, but good. But Subway wins a game he was supposed to win. Seb loses another game he was gonna lose, but he's not even keeping them close. So I don't know. Seb on fraud watch. Subway, good job, I guess.
Definitely a Debert type situation, keeping games close with solid opponents. Probably gonna get blown out by very, very better, much better competition.
For sure. We got BK and the Mets. BK scored 64, but the Mets puts up 24 points, which is, I want to say, like a career high. Kind of sad for BK to give up that many points, but you know what? It is what it is.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure he like quadrupled his high, which was like a 3-point game. So I mean, that's improvement, I guess. BK, I don't know what this is. You're not winning division while giving up 24 points to the Mets. If you give up 24 points to a man that's probably gonna go 0-17 or pretty damn near it, you're pretty much on fraud watch after that. We haven't won in the division, and you just can't do this. Honestly, you can't do it.
For sure. We had our first upset, one of our first upsets that we've seen in the entire league. We had Roman Fields beat R2, and ever since R2 has came on the kickoff, he has not won a game. That is genuinely sad. Roman Fields, I said Roman Fields, I thought was a good player. He came out, looked fraudulent those first few weeks, but he looks like the player I thought he was. I mean, he's constantly getting his team better with trades. We'll talk about that more, in a second. And R2 is not doing too much on the trade market, losing games, and now he's kind of embraced this "I'm a fraud" attitude. I guess trying to get like an underdog mentality, and it's just not going to work, because you came on the kickoff saying that you thought you were a better player, and you thought that you were a playoff contender, and now there's a chance you're going to finish 3rd in the AFC South, which we said you would run away with at the beginning of the season. So if I'm R2. I got to figure something out. If I'm Roman, I feel really good about this win, and that's that.
Yeah. I just honestly, there's very few words you could say about a loss like this, especially for somebody, at R2's caliber, which we thought all that he would run away with the division, completely nuke the entire AFC. But he's here losing are people that we thought he would beat, and people that we thought were gonna finish dead last in the division. So honestly, R2 is looking kind of fraudulent, and the kickoff curse possibly maybe a thing now. I mean, we'll see. People that we've already had on, Liner, he's not in the league anymore. I mean, maybe that's before, maybe that's after, doesn't matter. The kickoff curse is going to continue. If you want to come on still, let us know. But I mean, definitely a fraudulent looking score here from R2.
For sure. We're going to skip over this Lions game because of the CPU game beat CPU. We're going to go to our second primetime game, which was a great game. I mean, Jamie, this game went to OT. Chicken Tendies won in the first possession of OT. But Jamie showed that he has some talent. And that's all I wanted to see from Jamie. Tendies beat a good player in Jamie. So I mean, I like Tendies winning the division. And that's just where we're going to go from there. Jamie, I hope he can kind of continue this and start winning some games in the future and maybe give Tendies a run for his money in this division.
Yeah, 1-5 start. If you're gonna win a division, that's definitely not how you want to start. Your season. So, I need Tendies. It's Tendies at the end of the day. I feel like he's still gonna have some cheese in him, and he's gonna find some glitchy plays because I mean that's what he did the last Madden League. Mike Evans destroyed the entire league last year or in the last season when he was just throwing that out route cheese, whatever that was. I don't know what it was, but it was disgusting. So I think Jamie, I honestly don't know. To be honest, if I mean this what this really shows to me is that Trent is miles above Tendies and is miles above Jamie because he beat him by 92 points. So I mean, to me, I thought Tendies was a mid player, but I mean that's really showing the gap between a number 15 guy or a number 20 guy on the list and a top 10 guy on the list. So
Wow.
I mean, there's not too much to say. Good game by both of these guys, but Jamie's probably not gonna make the playoffs.
For sure. We're going to skip over this game. Here was also a CPU game. This game was also a CPU game. And we'll go right into Sky and Emergent. I think Emergent is really one of the more fraudulent players we've seen. I kind of want to put him on that same list as Jamie's. Like, what happened? You were a top player. When was the last time we've been seeing Emergent get a win that wasn't against the CPU? I don't know. Maybe it's a tough schedule. Maybe it's unfortunate, unlucky, but he can't pass, and it's affecting him. He's trying to force run with Chubb, and I mean his defense is god awful. He's giving up a ton of points, and I mean Sky, shout out to him. He beat a good player. I think I said Emergent was gonna win this. And Sky won.
Yeah, Emergent's on fraud watch, man.
Yeah.
The only memorable win or last win that I saw him, happen was in the divisional playoffs last year, or I mean the championship last year, the championship round last year. That's the only time I've ever remembered him winning within the last 7 months. And I mean, for somebody that you think might make that should make the playoffs, you don't want the last win to be 7 months ago. I mean, this is just sad. I have nothing else to say. This is just sad. You can't just force feed everybody, even if it's just Nick Chubb, which you're glad to see that they fixed the running at least a little bit. So I mean, you love to see it. That's all I could say. Somebody that was talking shit last season, talking shit this year, is getting just but getting put on fraud watch, especially by somebody of the Cardinals. He's looking pretty good this year. I mean, I don't see him taking the division for Brandon because it's Brandon, but he's probably gonna make playoffs, and that's good for him. Fuck Emergent.
Okay. Okay. This was a forced win. We said he was gonna duck that game. Rylan destroys BK Bulls. Not much. BK Bulls getting destroyed by every good player. Rylan's a good player. We're not even gonna talk about that too much. This was a game we didn't see, but this is encouraging for all you potential Brandon beaters. I mean, Smalls took a bad Steelers team with a bad quarterback, good defense, and held Brandon to 24. He only put up 14 though. In a world, I talked to Smalls a little bit. He said if he did not have Ben Roethlisberger, he would have won this game. And I didn't see it, but it seems as if, that seems like an accurate statement because 14 points and still being, 10 points within Brandon, that's not too bad.
Yeah. That's good to see for most people in the league that are attempting to beat Brandon, especially the Cardinals, dude. You have to ask. Sometimes you have to go in people's DMs and ask what plays they used to stop people. And I've personally used it in the past, the last Madden League in the divisional playoffs. But that's besides the point. I mean, you gotta ask people for tips. You gotta ask people for everything that you possibly can to beat somebody. And I mean, if you're looking for a man to ask, go ahead and ask Smalls. I mean, he's holding Brandon, probably one of the best players, probably is the best player in the league, to only 24 points. I mean, that's pretty damn good. You can't even touch that if you're, J Daddy. J Daddy got been destroyed by Brandon on multiple occasions. So, you love to see this. 24 points only. Love to see it. That's all I gotta say.
Franny gets his first win of the year. That's not an accurate score. According to my source, Franny ran the ball 60 times going into the third quarter or going into the fourth quarter. So Franny's really found what he likes to do, and that's force feed Carson Edwards. Imagine if he had Derrick Henry. I don't know. He decided to blow up his team, and that's that. But the Bulls guy, he refuses to blow up his team. I contacted him multiple times about Josh Allen, but he said no because of whatever reasons. So he's keeping. I think he's gonna keep that Bills team together. The trade deadline's coming up soon. Franny's already blown up his team, but he's still showing that he can win some games. So if I'm Franny, I'm happy about that. And if I'm the Bills, I blow up the team before it's too late.
Yeah, you definitely got to blow him up either this week or next week because I know the trade deadline is right around the corner. It's not even right around the corner. It's down the block. It's here. You gotta. If you're losing to Franny, you gotta sell the team. You gotta sell the team.
Gotta start selling.
Nothing else to it. I mean, I love to see this guy.
Nope, we're having some technical difficulties with your mic. Fix that real quick, but I'm just gonna finish what he's saying. He's saying pretty much the Bills are frauds and we need to move on. So we're gonna go on to week 7. We are here in week 7, where we saw Emergent dust Austin. Like we just said, Emergent can beat fraudulent players, but he can't beat good players. Not much to say about this. He should have won, and he did. This game was a fair sim. Not much to say about this. BK Bulls once again keeps getting shitted on. J Daddy puts 131 on his head. Finally gets some stats that save. At this point, BK Bulls one of the worst players in the league, and it'll probably reflect that in the upcoming power rankings. J Daddy, a great player, and did what he was supposed to do. Yeah. This game here, we'll stop and analyze this a little bit more. Franny holds Subway to 52 points, and Franny scores 14. At the time, going into the fourth, I believe it was like 20-14, and then Franny said he never gets the ball at halftime, and that's when he always starts losing in the second half. And he said he needs the ball to start the second half to win games. I think that's a bullshit excuse, but he only gave up 52. He always, it is true, he keeps games close in the first half and then gets shitted on in the second half. It has to be more mental at that point because you still got to go and score in the second half. You can't just not score because you didn't get the ball first. So if I'm Franny, I feel okay about this. Subway is a good playoff team, and I mean he kept it. He didn't get completely shitted on.
Yeah. I think Franny. I definitely knew last game was a fluke because the guy's just not that good at the game. But I don't think he held Subway to 52, actually. I think it was more that Subway just continues to score that same amount of points. I mean, even at the beginning of the season, when he had Patrick Mahomes, he only scored 69 points at the very top of his game. So I don't think he held him. I think that's just how much points he scores. And, Franny, bullshit excuse after bullshit excuse. I mean, I wasn't really surprised by that, actually. And, he was in chat talking shit, saying, I own Subway, and then gets shut out. So,
yeah. Quite unfortunate. We're going to move on. Seb loses again. Yeah, pretty garbage. Tendies is on the rise. I like what I'm seeing from Tendies. Put up 61. Seb's not a great player. Tendies showing that maybe he is a top 15 player, and that's good.
Yep.
We got the Falcons and the Dolphins, a 3-point game, 49-46. I threw 13 picks. He threw 13 picks. It was just kind of bullshit. But I won nonetheless. I don't think there's much to say here unless you have anything to add.
I mean, unless you weren't trying, GamingWithDallas is on fraud watch. I mean, only beats one of the worst players only by 3 points. I mean, come on. He's got to be up there on fraud watch with Emergent. He's got to be up there. I mean, probably top 3 fraud watch.
For right now. Sure. All right. We had this game was a force win for the Bengals user. Aiden taking forced losses is not good for Aiden. Oh man, we got the Lions user. I'm pretty sure they played this. Lions beat the Rams, but Rams scored a new season high in 28. So maybe he's getting better. Maybe the Mets is getting better.
Yeah, no, he's playing just worse opponents. Okay, so the Lions guy we said is one of the worst guys in the league also. So, I mean, if this guy's a bottom 5 player and is beating one of literally the worst player in the league by 20, I mean, you got to ask yourself, how bad is the Mets? I mean, this is a question we've all been asking. Hopefully we can get him on the show one day. We got to ask him that question. that question exactly.
For sure. We got another forced win game. People are starting to duck Trent at this point. Pretty sad. We got a game here. I don't think the score really does this justice. I got to see some of this live, but Roman kept it close. It was a 6-point game, and really the game-winning drive. Roman threw it, Stevie picked it. But if I'm Sky, I don't know. Maybe Roman is a good player. He was running some cheesy like delay tight end fades and cheesy crossers, so he understands that much. I like Roman to win the AFC South. I think that's a take. We'll talk more about that when we do our second predictions video, but I like it. Cardinals stays undefeated. Good for him. I want to see him against Brandon. But other than that, shout out to Roman. Shout out to the Sky. It was a good game.
I think Roman's definitely not a bad player. Don't get me wrong, but I feel like it's just his offense is just really, really good for some reason. He's always been able to put up high points for some reason. I don't know what reason that is. Maybe he's just the god and just has a bad defense. But Sky's always, had a bad defense. He has a bad defense. Roman has a good offense. I mean, that's not a good combination. So, I mean, Roman scoring 24 doesn't really surprise me. But Sky only scoring 36, that does surprise me. I'm not calling him a fraud. He's still undefeated. He's beat good players, so I can't call him a fraud. But I think he probably is going to make playoffs, like I said. So
For sure. We got the Bucks and the Bears. This is the first game we saw the Bucks users play, and he put up 65, but he gave up 80 to the Bears. So I have no clue how to analyze this, other than the fact that like both of these guys are atrocious on defense, and there's just one guy worse at defense than the other. So shout out to Jamie for winning, I guess. I can't even really applaud this because like you gave up 65.
yeah,
Maybe they're I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how that happens.
I don't know if this Bucks dude loses again by giving up 79. And I mean, the Bucks defense is not a bad defense by any means. They have a young core, a really fast middle linebacker, good safeties, and a good D line or solid D line at that. So I mean, I don't know. If you lose next week, I mean, I might think about trading a few pieces away. Maybe whether that's Tom Brady, because I know we have some Tom Brady slurpers in here, and I know he still has pro reads on, so he can still make audibles that are very favorable. We saw Brandon do it. He was somehow getting rushing touchdowns with Tom Brady, so I don't know how that was happening, but he did do it. And you might have to think about trading other pieces. Maybe it's the young core. I don't know. What
He already traded Godwin or Godwin. He already traded
okay.
it. Yeah, so
well, that's a good move.
Maybe the
Good
tank
start.
has begun.
Yeah, a good start. Good start.
We had R2 take a forced loss. I mean, Juice had told me it was 21-7 at the point at halftime when R2 lagged out or something like that. So R2 is on a rough patch, and Juice wins against a good opponent. So shout out to Juice. R2, man, big fraud watch, and that's just sad, man.
Lagged out my fucking ass. He didn't lag out. No way he lagged out. He left. He fucking left the game so he wouldn't get beat by 42 fucking points. No way he didn't leave. If you're an idiot if he actually left this game. No, he didn't leave. He was scared of getting blown out by multiple touchdowns, and he didn't want to get put on fraud watch, and the kickoff curse continues.
And then we had D-Bert duck Brandon and take a force L. Common. People are ducking Brandon, and they're also ducking Trent, so we'll keep an eye on that. Week 8, let's go ahead and give our predictions quick and easy. We got Tendies taking on Sky. This could be a really good game. I'm taking Tendies, though.
I'm taking Sky. He's going to continue this.
Continues undefeated? Okay. We got the new Bengals user and J Daddy. I'm definitely taking J Daddy. Yeah, he's going to stay undefeated as well.
Yeah,
we got Franny and R2. I'm going to take Franny. And I'm going to stick with that call.
Yeah, this might be an actually good game for some fucking reason. R2's on fraud watch on the downs. He needs to win this game. I mean, there's no way around it. He needs to win this game. If he doesn't win this game, I mean, it won't even be fraud watch anymore. He's gonna be a fraud if he loses this game to Franny. I mean, I don't understand what he's doing. I don't understand it one bit. But give me R2. I think he bounces back somehow, some way. Gonna be a close game though, due to the fact that he's R2.
Okay. We got Roman has an easy breeze against the Mets. I think I'm gonna take Roman here by 50 to 70 points.
Yeah, Roman by 50 for sure.
We got Smalls and Emergent, a good matchup. I'm gonna take Smalls because Emergent just doesn't know what to do right now.
Yeah, Smalls is gonna win this. Emergent just lost. He's lost in the sauce. I don't know what the fuck he's doing. He's just out there just throwing the ball. That's all he's doing.
Not even he's out there running the ball. He can't throw.
Oh my bad. He's out there pressing X and holding his joystick. That's all he's doing.
For sure. We got Wet Like Water and You Sir, a rough game. I'm gonna take the Lions user, and until we can see him on prime time, I don't know if he's a fraud or not, but he has been winning, so that's what I'll take.
Definitely the Lions, but I think we're gonna see a high throwing pick game. Probably gonna set the record for picks thrown.
Okay. We got Juicy and Jamie. This could be a good game. I'm gonna take Jamie though. I think Jamie is a solid player.
Nah, he's not. He's ass. Give me Juicy by 40.
Wow. We got Weeda and Falcons. I'll be taking myself. Biased as fuck. So
yeah, Weeda's not good. So I mean, there's only one person to choose other than Weeda. So
yeah.
I'll take a look.
Oh, this is a rough one. You got Bills and Young Griff. I'm gonna take Griff because I haven't seen anything from that Bills user to be happy with. And Griff shows that he at least has something over there. So I'm taking Griff.
Definitely Griff. The only thing the Bills guy is good at is talking shit and Madden. That's the only thing I could applaud him for.
For sure. We got BK Bulls and the new Chargers user. I'm just gonna go with the new Chargers user. BK Bulls is god awful.
Yeah, the Chargers aren't really that bad of a team. I'm taking the Chargers.
We got Tidy and Brandon. I think this game is being played as we speak or pretty soon. I'm gonna take. I have to take Brandon, but I think Tidy keeps it somewhat close.
Yeah, you have to continue to take Brandon if he's not playing either Rylan or a top 5 player. You have to continue to take Brandon, like without a doubt.
For sure. We got Seb and Austin, two god awful teams, but I think Austin gets his first win of the season.
I also think Austin gets his first win of the season. I hope not. I want to continue to call him a fraud every single week, but I'm still gonna call him a fraud actually, because Seb's not that good of a player. But I think Austin somehow gets a win here.
For sure. We got the new Bucks user and D-Bird. I'm going to take the new Bucks user. D-Bird hasn't won a game since his rant against Jaden against BK, and I think that continues. I'm going to take the Bucks.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Bucks. Although he did give up 79, he did score 63.
Yeah.
And D-Bird's not even come near that score, so definitely the Buccaneers.
We got Rylan and CPU. I think Rylan gets an easy win here. And then we have BK and Subway. I think this is going to be BK's. I think Subway has a tough challenge in BK Bulls. You might not notice, but it's not BK Bulls, but BK. I'm taking BK here against Subway.
Yeah, sadly cannot agree. BK is, somebody that I talk to on the regular, but he is just not that very good at Madden. He's a little nerd, but he's not good at the game. Definitely 1,000% gonna take Subway.
Okay. Well, there you have it. You have our 2 recaps and our predictions. Y'all should start coming back and letting us know how we do in these videos in the comment section. Cause I think I hit on like a 50% rate, and that's probably not great for a analyzer, but fuck it, that's how it is. With that being said, it's GWD, Mac Jones. Say goodbye, and we'll get up out of here.
Yeah, it's me, the Stephen A. Smith, the GOAT. I'll see you on the next episode.
Next episode, Twisms.